43 shows, 5 different companies, nothing but simply predicting all things wrestling. Hello, everybody. I'm currently off camera as I'm dealing with technical difficulties, and my voice is a little bit, as you can see, under the weather. But I assure you, I will be back soon by the studios somehow later this evening to cover the first Noah show, even if it's off camera. There tends to be latency sometimes with my camera as well. Plus, my last microphone failed. Yeah, go figure. Everything falls apart the last day of the year, but I digress. Anyway, I just wanted to come here and say thank you to everyone that took part in any of the five Simply Predicting leagues. As you see this beautiful collage of all the professional wrestling shows, pay-per-views, and PLEs and specials, we have Simply Predicted this year. And I just wanted to basically give you all a summary and talk about this year's winners. As you know, I've done this now since 2017, expanded beyond just the WWE and NXT, of course, when AEW came into existence, and added the taglines of TNA and ROH. And it's been an absolute joy to see how many people have partaken in these, on average close to 100 when I sum up across all the leagues. And of course, the continued participation, the returning winners, the new challengers, the new rising predictors. So thank you all. Let me go ahead and break it down for you as I look at both the team, as I work with Team NoDQ. Yeah. And of course, the Galaxy. And of course, the Nebula. You are the crown jewels. You are the overachievers. You are the aces of the galaxy that, of course, have partaken in each of these leagues or the same leagues continuously. So, without further ado, let me get right into it. For NXT, for the team, Aaron Riff won with a score of 33, while Cass led second with 31, and there was a tie in third with me and Dwayne Atkinson. Dwayne made an impressive team debut, of course, not just for NXT, but for all the leagues. And again, you see some people kind of forgot. And I like that Big G finally is getting into NXT as well. I hope NXT for Big G becomes more favorite for him, and he returns next year in full, as this league took place across 7 previous shows. It was a lot of fun. I think if I were to pick my favorite show out of these, it probably was Heatwave. I think Heatwave was probably the most complete show. And I still say so Ruka and Kalani Drive, the sleeper match of the year for women's wrestling for me when it comes to two students of the game that respect two of the greatest of all time in Will Ospreay and Ricochet. And Roxanne Perez and Obafemi, they have been the aces this year of NXT, in my opinion. Although I do whoop that trick, but I'm not going to do the gimmick. As far as the Galaxy goes, of course, there you see again. I almost forgot. I always like to do like the little leaderboard summaries here, as I like to do. For the Galaxy, it's our own Arlene Dominguez of the 2 Hour Studios that overtook Charlene, Adrian Hennigan, who tied for second, and Draco, who made a great, impressive debut. Follow him and all his content work, folks, along with Richard Morales, who tied at 30. Again, all these leaderboards sum up the top 25, but that is not the entire story of the leagues. So if you're wondering what your score is, then again, keep your emails consistent and feel free to message me if you wish. And again, I hope to see everybody again next year. And kudos to my horsemen of predictions, Jeff Chadwick, Mark Ritter, and Christopher Ross, who report to top 25 across all the leagues this year as well. Well done, my brothers. Again, congratulations to Ernie Dominguez on winning the NXT League for the first time this year. And as you all know, I keep a leaderboard of the winners from both the teams and the Galaxies ever since 2017. There you see the updated Hall of Fame of Champions. Would start off with just me with the black and gold, came black and chrome with Aaron Riff this year, 2 years in a row now. And of course, this year, Arlene was able to surpass Chad Ross. So congrats to everybody this year. We are NXT. I could honestly say that again. I care about NXT again. Go figure. Now, I'm sure everyone's figured about the key league here that everyone's looking at on this board, and that's got to be the most common one to everybody, WWE. And when we celebrate a new era on the Paul Triple H Trebek era. So let's go ahead and take a look at who took the one for both of those. First off, for the team, it became super close, but it was me and Sean Goku and Vegeta tied. And only freaking Shinsuke Nakamura didn't screw me. Damn it. But it was an impressive league this year across 12 PLEs, as we were now calling it. And again, it's hilarious how everybody had backlash, literally treated that as an international glorified house show because everyone got a perfect score. But I think there's no denying when you look at the favorite WWE show of the year. And I went to SummerSlam Live, by the way. You got to go with WrestleMania. Not only did WrestleMania culminate in finishing a story across an incredible 2 night spectacle, it literally gave everything and some stuff I could have did without. But it truly also was the genesis of bringing the name, the value, the term, the identity of professional wrestling to a greater interest and perspective and a much more honorable focus with open-mindedness, thanks to Paul Triple H Levesque starting his era. And I'm very curious to see what he has planned on his 1 year anniversary come WrestleMania 41. For me, the MVPs this year across the main roster of WWE, you got to give it to the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And as far as the women, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green, in my opinion, is definitely the most valuable player in the WWE roster. Even Nick Aldis says she's a joy. I mean, it's just business. And when you're just business, that makes things so much easier. And I think you deserve more too. And I'm glad she finally got her first championship 7 years to the day since being the Knockouts World Champion. So, again, congratulations to Shawn Gorshaku and me. Great fun, of course, as we continue to do this since 2017. And again, kudos to Matthew and Dwayne making their team debuts. I'm curious to see who else might be added to the team, including our own no DQ review panelist, Gino. So we will see what happens soon enough. But well done by all, as Big G and Caitlin Riff tied 78, and Matthew and Aaron Riff tied at 77. It's very close competition, and it was a lot of fun. And again, SummerSlam for me was a night of moments. Fun night, but was it my favorite show I saw live this year? No, but it still was enjoyable. And of course, here is the galaxy where it was the Roxes. I'm going to call them. Christopher and Chaz Ross, of course, Chris Ross, my horseman of prediction, a great friend of City Predicting. Congratulations to him and his brother, I believe, who tied at 80, just edging out Mr. Adrian Hennigan and the analyst Michael Wayne, the inaugural No DQ Galaxy Predictions League champion at 79, while Michael Gonzalez trailed very smallly behind with 76. And kudos to over the 105 plus of you that participated about this year in WWE, whether it was consistently or sporadically. Shout out to those that debuted, including our own Natalie of the Bible Studios, who made it to the top 25. Well done. And I'm sure Statboy approved when Statboy beat you. And kudos to my W fam brother Lex, who also took part in this as well. And of course, here is the leaderboard for the Galaxy of WWE Champions. Let's start with the Cleaver Con Andrew, who of course has been promoted to the team ever since and has been a great, valuable member, friend, and player. Christopher Ross, Chad Watson now has their names, heading out Joshy from last year. So well done to them. As I continue going through these leagues with you all, I hope that you all found joy in at least one of these leagues this year. If you participated or are encouraged now to participate next year, as of course I plan to do all 5 of these again next year. So let's go ahead and talk about the other big league of the year, AEW. Of course, AEW had 9 freemium pay-per-views this year, and I am all the for life because I asked the team out again. I am La Champion, I am Le Cipoman. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing with y'all. But anyway, I ended up winning with 81 points, while Bossman, Aaron Riff, no DQ, ended up with 77. And Matthew, great debut, ended up 75. He had great debuts across many leagues this year in first place. I'm very impressed by him. There were a couple people, though, that probably fell off the wagon due to just, mentality, timing, and I don't blame them. But there you have it. That's it for this year's All Elite League for the No DQ team, as I take it once again. And again, I just enjoy the aspect of the intensity of the competition in AEW. And I think that's what really conveys me to keep staying invested in them and the potential of their roster. You got to look past swap waffles and 5% of idiots, and you got to look beyond social media if you're ever going to enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. I'm just saying, you'll live better. Have no notifications on. Seriously. Anyway, here's the leader, by the way, for the WWE champions and the AEW champions, respectively. Of course, Sung and Caitlin are multiple-time winners. Sung, of course, still holding the record at 4 for WWE, while I hold the record for 4 for AEW. And I'm looking forward to both in 2025. And of course, to the Galaxy, to the near 80-plus of you that participated, King Kieta, congratulations. You etched out my horseman, Christopher Ross, and a great friend, of course, of Prediction Leagues, Ashley, as you took it solo for the Galaxy and overall highest score for All Elite Wrestling with 85 points. And of course, Christopher Ross came in second with 84, while Ashley came in third with 83. An incredible effort by the top 25, as you see here, with the score margins being very marginal, including my horseman, and of course, great content creator and friend, Tiana Chanel. Please follow her on social media, folks, and continue following her on her wrestling journey into manager role, as she's already been a backstage correspondent and a ring announcer. Proud of you, pal. Cheers. But thank you to everybody that participated, of course, once again in the All Elite League. And of course, I will be bringing that back in 2025. As we move into TNA had a stellar year, bringing back those letters of total nonstop action and carrying on that banner award, including crossover to NXT and one of a kind moments. Not to mention the arrival on the Rise of One Man, the return of the Hardys, and of course, you can't say TNA without saying his name. And of course, I am referring to 250 pounds of pure motivation. And that, of course, is the one and only Joe
Say
Hendry.
his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Sorry, I had to do that. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at who took it for TNA. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my MVPs for AEW and my show. I gotta go with All in London. So many incredible moments. Nigel McGuinness returned, the culmination of the greatest women's storyline this year. I've been a long time doing professional wrestling, and of course, Bryan Danielson, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, finally winning the AEW World Championship in the main event in front of his family, where he said that was the greatest of his career. That was the icing on the cake for me. AWLM was definitely my show. And as far as star players this year for women, you'd be behest to not say Timeless Tony Storm. And if talk about people on their level, you got to go with Will Ospreay. Cheers to the brawl. I wonder whatever happened to Timeless Tony Storm. Maybe Tony Storm also haven't heard since she's came into AEW. Huh. Not bad for first couple of weeks in so far for the rock star from Down Under. Just saying. Anyway. As we move from there, again, congratulations to me for AEW, and congratulations to Sung and me for WWE, and King Kieta for taking it to Galaxy and the overall highest score across the entirety of All Elite Wrestling. Well done, sir. As we move into TNA, of course, TNA had an incredible run with 12, count them, 12 shows this year as well. They literally did a show like once each month. It was insanity. When TNA was brought back to life, it's hard to kill, and Trinity lost title to Jordan Grace, and Jordan Grace led this company all the way into Bound for Glory before Macho Slamovitz culminated a 2-year journey and becoming the new TNA Knockouts World Champion herself. Of course, I got to saw that live, and that was absolutely freaking incredible. And of course, we've also seen the return of the Hardys, and they are the new TNA Tag Team Champions. And we've seen the system literally work the entire duration of this year. Now that Moose is X Division champ after losing the World Championship once again, being pinned by Joe Hendry, and fell to beat Nick Nemeth. Still confused in the John Layfield thing, but that's a whole different conversation. MVPs, you got to go with Joe Hendry. And as far as women, it's Jordan Grace for me. It's as simple as that. But kudos to what Fuel My Belly did during his time here as well, and Mustafa Ali. All right, so and Macklin's Rise too. Great cover, Josh Alexander. Let's go ahead and talk about this league's winner, shall we? Of course, this league's still young in very exhibition stages. It's only done, I think, a couple of years now, but it was me just setting out Joshy once again. Cheers to you, my friend. Ashley did very well, coming in third place with 77, just edging out my brother in the Horseman, Christopher Ross. And of course, one of my favorite people to talk total nonstop action with, the General Jerry Slaughter. Please follow Armbar, ARNBR, exclamation point on the Facebook, folks. And follow his channel, Daughter and Slaughter, when they get into all sort of snacking shenanigans. But kudos to everybody that participated here. So again, I share the top 25. There was close to about 45 people here in this year's league. And I thank all of you once again for taking part and participation. And of course, while it's the simplest league, I still believe that honor is real. And there's no denying that Ring of Honor has had 3 tremendous pay-per-views, TV quality questionable, and current Ring of Honor World Champion questionable too, but it is what it is. And to those that participated across all 3 shows, or even if you just took a chance on one, you got to consider the women MVP, probably Ring of Honor MVP, if we're being honest here, is Athena. And as far as the men, that's a little bit more tricky considering how much of a round robin it's kind of been when it comes to the men in the competition. But I think Liam Mai right now has kind of gotten my best about interest, and definitely is going to be a nod against over old school pure rules. But I think I'm going to go with, as far as men overall, I think I still have to go with the heart and soul, especially when he wanted Supercar of Honor. And he took it a defense that put his honor. You got to go with that boy, Mark Briscoe. He demonstrates, personifies what Ring of Honor is and what fighting for your life is, too. We fight till we can't fight no more, and then we keep on fighting. And I hope that he literally can rise again and reclaim that Ring of Honor World Championship as well. That being said, while there's only 3 pay-per-views, Thank you to those that participated, of course. Here's the top 25, and it was quite very close with unique ties. As King Kieta and Rob Grigg, please follow FSB on Facebook, folks. They tied for first place at 23, while Jerry Slyer and Ashley tied for second at 22, and Big underscore space, best name ever. And my horseman brother, Mark Griffith, they tied at 20. And you see the margins were very minimal all the way down 19, 18, 17, and 16. So kudos to everybody that participated in honor. And I hope that you enjoyed it with honor and return next year for what made the simplest of the league for probably the most fun when it comes to how many matches was across all three shows, too. As of course, I update the Hall of Fame of Champions here for AEW, TNA, and ROH. Congratulations again to King Kieta, to me for TNA, and of course to Rod Gregg and King Kieta for winning ROH. Kudos to King Kieta, by the way, winning 2 leagues this year. The only one to have done so besides me. So well done. And that being said, folks, that's all I have for now regarding this year's Simply Predicting Summary. Again, I hope everybody had incredible fun if you participated or engaged, or even were thinking about engaging. Maybe this will further encourage you to just love enjoy wrestling and take part in any of the leagues. Again, I will hold these 5 leagues again next year: WWE, NXT, AEW, ROH, and TNA. Will we surpass 43 shows? Only time will tell, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I sincerely hope not. And again, I just love doing this. And you can assure that Sleepy Predicting will be back with the same wild people in and out of SRS, My Horsemen, and ATW, and maybe some new faces too are willing to step up. Who knows? I know I've encouraged a couple people to maybe join in the fun, so we'll see. And shout out again to those that have really enjoyed engaging with me and out of Sleepy Predicting. Shout out to Canadian Royalty Kimberly, who's also been a great participant this year across all the leagues. I hope that she is doing very well. And again, folks, we'll be back in January with all these leagues again. And we're going to start with Simply Predicting Exhibition, as is tradition, because I love Wrestle Kingdom Week. So this year, I'm going to do a Simply Predicting with my KNG King brother from ATW exclusively. It'll be a 2-man booth, but it'll be a worldwide battle for all of you to engage us with as we Simply Predict Wrestle Kingdom 19 and Wrestle Dynasty. The first forum will come out on Friday night ahead of, Thursday night, of course, and we'll be doing probably a preview, me and the KIG King, on Friday, while we'll come back later on Saturday with Wrestle Dynasty, or if you're British, Dynasty. And of course, I'll have a forum on that as well once Wrestle Kingdom concludes, because I'm sure the type of match scopes that we could be facing can influence people's decision. I think both these shows are going to be cause and effect. Again, we'll be covering Eating Young, Eating Going in full here at Survivor Studios. Stay tuned for more on that. Yes, I will have a headset. Thank Christ. And again, here are some of the key matches you can expect at Wrestle Kingdom 19. Is it really one and only forever? With Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi, a match 15 years in studying and making. Toki and El Serrano truly test to see who deserves to be the face of the junior heavyweights. We have a 4-way ladder match with IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. We have a never and AEW International title belt with 2 of the strongest hitters and spirits in the game. And of course, the 2 most center ones who I'm most anticipated. Maya Iwatani, the icon of Stardom, takes on the daughter of High Speed, Asume. Of course, Asume has a long-standing history with Stardom. And of course, Shota Umino will take on Zack Sabre Jr. We'll see who truly is on the higher level and deserves to call themselves IWGP World Champion and IWGP Women's Champion, respectively. And of course, some of these matches will have cause and effect into the following day. Of course, January 5th, Wrestle Dynasty, or Dynasty. As of course, we have a 4-way Women's International Cup where we'll see who will get a shot at a title of their choice in their company. As we got CMLL, AEW, Stardom, and Ring of Honor represented. Claudio Castagnoli and Shota Umino could be for the title, or Saxon Ricochet could be for the title, depending on who wins January 4th. And of course, we got the return of the Cleaner taking on the Madman, the War Dog, the Strawweight Champion Gabe Kidd, who would defend that title no matter what against Tomoshi at Battle in the Valley. But Tomoshi E will first get his chance at his own shot of gold against Shigeru Takagi and also Takeshita, depending on who wins January 4th. And of course, Mina Shirakawa, we all want her. We're all going to get her. But she wants what Mercedes Moné has on that shoulder as the NWA Strong Women's Championship and the undisputed Red Pro British Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. I probably should have updated that top middle graphic, but apologies, only have so much time. Botch. And again, that's just some of the stuff coming up to kick us off here for the new year across all things wrestling and professional wrestling. As of course, I follow Wrestle Kingdom Week every year. but also I literally look into New Japan Pro Wrestling every year. There's your initial schedule, so plan accordingly and get your sleep in order and your alarms in order. Note that those times, by the way, are after kickoff. So kickoffs are actually 2 a.m. Standard Time and 10 p.m. Standard Time, respectively, for both Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. Anyway, just want to put that out there. But please stay tuned for me and return to Super Predicting next year. But of course, stay tuned for continued coverage of all things wrestling here at Super Level Studios. We'll be starting tonight with covering the New Year Noah Show 2025, headlined by Shinsuke Nakamura versus Uga Sasaki. And we'll see if this first dream becomes his first nightmare. And of course, we will transcend to encourage and educate you all on Marigold. Of course, Utami Hayata and Sabre will main event for the Marigold World Championship. But there are 5 titles on the line at this first show of Marigold, which you, of course, can also watch through Wrestle Universe. Purchase pay-per-view separately. This, by the way, can only be purchased via Beam Up pay-per-view. Otherwise, you gotta find it later. Or you can just do what I do and just look at stuff later on Internet Archives. And I don't know if we're going to do the Stardom show, New Year Dream, but I know that Time Metal and Athena will be involved in it, so we will see. But nothing has been made official yet at the Super Reliable Studios. So stay tuned. And again, Super Predicting will officially return with league-based competition at TNA Genesis. When TNA kicks off all 5 leagues this next year in 2025. Headlined, of course, by Nick Nemeth versus Joe Henry for the TNA World Championship. As we look away at 2024 and look ahead to 2025, again, I just want to say thank you to all of you that tuned in this year to City Predicting, took part in it, or even took part in predicting. And if you didn't do any of that, I hope you're encouraged to do so next year, where I only wish to remind you and encourage you to just your life and enjoy professional wrestling. But that's all for now. I'm going to go finally rest my voice and rest my body entirely and see how well this holds up tonight during our Nowhere coverage. Stay tuned for me and Walter Cruz. We'll be on your call here tonight. And Sandy, I'm sure you'll be in the chat. I'm sure you'll be able to educate both me and Walter even further than what I know, because there's only so much I could learn since no, I don't have an official website. Thank you to that blogger and, of course, the videos on YouTube to give me some education into what the heck's about to happen tonight on Noah's New Year, because there is plenty of action to come during that show as well. That's all I got for you for now. So again, thank you all for tuning in to this Simply Predicting summary and New Year hype, honestly, for the first week of all things professional wrestling. Again, me and the team will be back later this week with a preview as I do my Super Predicting expedition of Wrestle Kingdom 19 and encourage you all to join in too. Stay tuned for that forum Thursday night on all my social medias. Just follow this YouTube channel or find me on Foster 1916 on the X and Ask budget. I'll allow it. Blue Sky. You want to find me on Blue Sky? Go for it. I still don't know what to really do with that yet. I'm thinking about maybe dedicating that more to gaming, but we'll see. In the meantime, I hope you all have an incredible final day of this year and are already building yourselves a better tomorrow as we head into the new year. So until tonight, you know how I always like to leave you. Make a positive impact in life and have a good day. And if you're on the other side of the world, have a good night. And thank you once again for everything you have been encouraging in Simply Predicting all things wrestling. Take care, folks. And see you in 2025. Let's freaking go.